I'm muted. I'm talking this whole time and I'm muted. Hello, everybody. Come up, come up. Uh, invite everybody up here. Can you guys hear that music? Is that working? Anybody? Anybody?
Yes, it's working.
Sweet. Is it pretty quiet? Is it loud? It won't be on the whole time, but
About the same volume as your voice, I would say.
oh, really? What about now? Is it like super loud?
Too
Yeah.
loud. Louder now.
I have it like all the way at the bottom, and I won't play it the whole time, but just testing here.
Coming in very subtle through
Eh,
my speaker.
The music is
Yes, it's very subtle, not loud.
great. I'll have to listen. Keep forgetting to listen to the replays. That would be the best way for me to know how this is working. Although this is the first time I've played music in here. So let me get everybody come up. I'll mod. Here, let me PTR, and then I'm gonna mod you first 5 people. Shannon, Sam, Chrissy, Lisette, Brenda. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, we got 6 people modded up. If you can invite people up, bring them up if they raise their hand, blah, 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 as it goes on. If somebody has a question in the chat and somebody sees it, you can bring that to my attention as well, like usual. We will wait till a few minutes after to get started. You guys, whoever was here last time, hopefully you have your review link handy to paste into the chat. So you can skip the good morning here. And although we'll take the good morning, that's okay too. But you could skip the good morning here and throw in your Google review link. So if you were here last week, like I said, hopefully you have your link. I'm going to grab mine quick and then give reviews to other people and hopefully get some reviews. And I'll talk about that a little bit more as we go. Here's mine. And a little note on my review link, it is my real estate review link. So make my reviews about real estate, not about how I helped you with marketing. Although I do appreciate it, and probably nobody's going to read it anyway. So it's great as a number or an addition, but this is my real estate one, not my marketing Google business profile. Because that's not a local business, really. That's everywhere. So that's not really related to a local search. So I'm not super concerned with that business profile being super awesome. Um, I do like reviews there and we'll take them, obviously, and can use them there. But this is the real estate one. So I'll shut up about that and just put it in the chat. And then let me get my other link and then we can get rolling. Does anybody else have a copy paste keyboard? I feel like I mentioned a lot. Nobody. It is the best thing ever. If you use a computer a lot, which I do, and I copy paste like all day long, it feels like the copy paste keyboard is the best thing ever. I saw it on Shark Tank, and then I looked on Amazon for it, and there's like a lot of versions of it, but just the simple, you just plug it in. It's 2 buttons, copy paste. No more claw hand, Control C, Control V, or is it Open Apple V or Open Apple C or something on Macs? I don't know on Macs. Got some more people. Let me invite people up. If I invited you already and I invite you again, my apologies. It does not, or maybe it does. It does show me if I invited already, I guess. Come up. You don't have to talk, or you can, whatever you prefer.
Good morning, friends.
Reese.
Selk in New York City. Hope everyone is doing well. I feel like I've been with some of you guys all day today.
Good morning,
Hi, Glenn.
Elkin.
Good morning.
Hey,
Morning.
Derek, are you going to talk about like a couple of these people, lovely people last week did do reviews for me and it never posted.
Uh,
But they
get over
actually
it and move
showed
on
that
with
they
your
did it.
life.
Okay. All right. It's just they proved they showed it and everything and
Yeah,
it's
you could
not
put a
there.
help ticket in, and you need that screenshot to do it, but it may or may not happen. So again, that takes
Okay.
more time than just sending your link to another person. So yeah, that's what, if you frequent my rooms
Okay,
or my
sounds good.
content, that's going to be my response from now on. I'm done being tender with it. I think is the answer there. The review didn't show up. My answer now, frankly, is move on with your life. But you can, I mean, you can put the help ticket in, but it honestly, it may or may not work in the end, and then you just wasted all that time too. So you get what you get, and just it is the nature of the beast. The ones that don't show up, and if you have the screenshot, like if you're doing posts of testimonials or something, you still have the screenshot of it. You could post a screenshot, or you could take the testimonial. They technically gave you a testimonial, and you have permission from them to use that text in quotes from them. So you could still use it in other ways, possibly too. I never even thought about that really, but if people send you a screenshot, like I teach to hopefully send a screenshot when you give a review, that gives the other person an opportunity to use it another way if it doesn't show up on their Google Business profile. All right, we're 5 after, so I'll reset here, and then we'll start with any burning questions, blah blah blah, and go through it like the title says. Well, I'll get to all that, I guess. You're in the Google for real estate house. Click the house above to join. This is our Wednesday 9 to 10 a.m. room here every Wednesday. I'm Derek Bixler, South Central Pennsylvania, single data 3, commercial residential realtor of 17 years, outdoor adventure sportsman, and Google marketing geek. In this room, we talk about Google local search and getting business from our Google business profiles, as well as talk about other Google stuff. We're going to have a room pretty in a week or two, probably, with Megan Luker will be a guest, maybe a couple others. On using custom maps and building custom maps and ways to use that and stuff. So we talk about other Google stuff other than just Google marketing stuff. Replays are on and recordings are available for 7 days now. So if you went to the house, the recording from the previous room will be there, but that will be the only one, and it will be available till like today. I will remove last week's, and today's will be available till next week's uh, live show room, whatever you want to call it. They are right now housed on my website if you wanted to access all the replays. So right now they're there, but at some point they'll be gated and housed somewhere else. They are also in my course as one of the modules. So if anybody's in my course, and you want the replays, they will always be there, and they will always be in my community once that's created. So anybody with that, you can always access the replays. And right now, you can access the replays also on my website, or the last one until the next one goes off. So that's a little bit new there. If you need me, easiest thing to click that link above and schedule a discovery call, a quick call. It's free, just to talk about if I can help you or whatever. Or you can hit me up with a message. Please, not a voice message here. Yeah, it won't happen. Just message me on Instagram or something. And I prefer text to a video or an audio message, because now I got to take notes. Like, you could take the notes for me, or you can make me take notes, is how I feel about getting audio and video messages personally. You just made an extra task for me. So it'll take me even longer if I get a big, long video message from somebody. I will dismiss it and then wait. I gotta wait till I have like a pen and a paper and can take notes, so I know how to respond to this thing. I don't know. That's just my own rant on that. But schedule a call if you need to talk to me about Google stuff, or my cell phone should be pretty easily accessible. Text me is the next best way to get my attention. Please come up on stage if I invite you, or even if I don't invite you. Armando, Judith, Bobby, Teresa, everybody else, come on up. You don't have to talk, but I love having you up here. And if you want to talk, you are more than welcome to. And if anybody knows anything about what I'm talking about, or knows contrary to what I'm talking about or anything, I'm not the god of all or anything. So please chime in and share experiences and questions, of course. Love to answer questions and let me geek out on stuff. So, all right, we'll get into it. I feel like that's long, but I feel like I gotta say it for some reason. I don't know. We got to get that down shorter because everybody that's here all the time doesn't want to hear that every single time. But anyway, so today we're going to talk about, we're going to skip news. There are not really any big news things that are worth discussing, and I could save them and maybe have a nice longer news episode in a week or two. So I'm going to skip news. And we'll start with any burning issues or questions if anybody has anything. And then after that, I'm going to do a live audit of somebody's profile. Could be somebody here, or maybe I'll just go to Google and search out realtor in X place. I was going to say BF Egypt, but I'm going to, I guess, try not to swear on these. But we'll Google realtor in, we'll pick somebody, and then we'll nitpick their profile. And hopefully you can maybe all of you have learned something from me along the way, and you can look at them and give some feedback too as to how they could improve there, what they might be doing wrong or whatever. And then I obviously will nitpick it. And then I will remind you again at the end to give reviews and get reviews. So a reminder right now, if you looked in the chat, you will see a lot of people's Google review request link. So I encourage everybody, that's something I want everybody to do every time. Drop your review, your Google business profile review request link in the chat. Or if you can't find that, just the standard link to your Google business profile. People should be able to find your review area just by that one. So drop it in there. I encourage it, and I encourage you to give reviews to people, and hopefully you get some too. I got 3. I know I'm the person at the top, and obviously I probably have a higher chance of getting reviews out of this than other people maybe, and everybody knows me. But I know other people got multiple reviews, and Brenda said she had a few that didn't show up, unfortunately, but it did happen for her, and people did it. So, and hopefully she gave some too. And I've have a few that I need to reciprocate on that I got. So it does happen. We are giving them. If you gave one to somebody last time, obviously don't give it to them again this time. Unless you have a different email address, you could give it to them again. But so drop it in there, give and get reviews. That's an awesome way where we can all leave here with a real, like, tangible thing that actually happened that we got, and could actually get us business. And if that's every week, if you could get one a week in a year, you got 50. That's more than you're in the 70th, maybe 80th percentile of agents, depending on the market. So every review counts, every one. And if they don't show up, a reminder, get over it and move on with your life. If it doesn't show up, get over it and move on with your life. So, all right, put your link in the chat if you have it. So, all right, any burning questions or issues? We'll start with that, and then we'll do an audit.
Good morning,
Good
Derek.
morning, Derek.
Go
Oh,
ahead.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. Hi, how
Okay.
are you? This is Kristen. So you worked on mine. You got me set up initially. And then I haven't really gone back and done a whole lot other than putting pictures up. But I was looking at it the other day, and if I go into my account, it says that I am Google screened. But if I Google myself, the green check mark is not there.
So you will only see that on local services ads. So Google screened, the green check mark would be your local services ads, and the blue check mark verified would be your Google business profile organic side.
Right. Okay. So if I Google myself, right, and I see a bunch of other agents listed all with green check marks, and then I scroll down and find me, I don't have a green check mark. Is that normal?
That would mean the ones with the green check mark are local services ads, and that would be your organic profile, probably, if there's not a green check mark.
So I have to go in
then
and
you
check
would,
to make sure my ads are running. So that might be the issue. I thought I was running,
correct.
but maybe I'm not.
Yep. Yeah. Check your business verification tab first, obviously. Is there gas in the tank? Do I have my insurance
Yep, that's all
updated?
that.
Blah, blah, blah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Check all that. If that's all correct, up your budget for sure. Crank it. Well, here's
Yeah,
some
I
news,
thought I
and
did.
I might have.
I thought I
Yeah.
did. I thought the last time you and I talked, I thought I put it up like when everything started slowing down. I thought I put it real high, but I'll go in and check again. Maybe something got changed.
Yeah, and sometimes just the act of changing it, even if you upped it $50 or even reduced it, if it was like at 10 grand a week and you downed it to 9 grand a week, sometimes jars something kind of and gets you something, and then it ceases again. But sometimes it will get you just the act of changing it. Maybe add a photo, get a verified review. I do coach or say to spend your time on your organic reviews, but if you were having success with local services ads, or something was happening and it just ended completely and you were like, how do I get that kind of happening again? Those would be the things I would recommend, is maybe get a couple verified reviews, add a couple photos, up the budget, and then obviously answer the phone. If you have any leads sitting in there still that are unsorted, sort all those leads. If you didn't get charged for them, they go in archive immediately. And if you did get charged with them, even if they're garbage, you mark them as booked, completed, and you give Google all the information that they asked for, the price, was it a seller, a buyer, blah, blah, blah. So that's all the stuff you could do to refresh your local services ads. I think I said it last week, but I'll say it again, I guess. So I was in somebody's account recently. They had set it up, the local services ads, with YLopo. They stopped that and were doing stuff with me. So we went into their local services ads account and went to their budget, and it was set to $35 million a week. And I do not think it was a mistake. I think just that's what YLopo, but that was kind of a signal or a glimpse into the back end of what these big places are doing and how the kind of budget they're putting into play there. So, and hers was performing with little reviews. So we left it at 35 million. And still waiting. That was recent, so still waiting to see if it stays the same or works or whatever. But and obviously it's not spending that, but that's just a glimpse into what we all might be up against if other agents are using a company or a big giant agency that is doing the same thing. So I am going to crank mine to some kind of crazy bonkers thing probably today and see if it does anything as a test. Any other burning questions or anything? Did that answer it, Kristen? You're good? No?
Yeah, and it's funny. I went in and searched, and now I do see the green check mark. But I swear, yesterday when I did it, I didn't. So I don't know what I was doing or what I was looking at. But I'm gonna clean up my my leads that I got anyway, because I have not been diligent about that. So thank you. I kind of forgot that was sent out one time.
Yeah, it could also be that wherever you were searching, whatever time, Google was only showing so many. Sometimes they'll show like an infinite scroll of the local services ads, as many, and load more, see them, and then you would see the organic after that. Sometimes they will limit it. So they might have limited it in that case. So you just weren't in the pack that they were showing of local services ads before the organic ones. And then when you searched again, you were in the pack, because they do rotate like who gets shown and where you get shown, yada, yada. So that could be part of it too.
Yeah. And that person that you were looking at, their account that was set at a crazy number, like what was she ending up actually paying?
Normal amounts that
Normal.
everybody out, like hundreds or whatever. Yeah. Like she was getting calls, so she was definitely paying, but it wasn't spending thousands or millions or anything. But she only, if I'm correct, it was under 10 review. It was not a lot of reviews. I forget exactly how many, but it was kind of crazy that she was getting something out of it. But could have been other things too, anomalies that who knows also. But yeah, that was my guess. Anything else? Any other burning questions or anything before we pick apart somebody's profile?
Hey, Derek, it's Denise in Greenville, South Carolina. I just wanted to quickly say thank you for doing this with our Google reviews and, asking us to put it in the chat. I was in the group last week and I did receive several reviews. So I appreciate everybody that did. And I actually did a review for every single person that was in the room last week. And I'm told that several of them did not show up, but I did screenshot them and send them to the agents. So I hope that they do. And then I even went back on a few and spent more time on their page, clicking and liking other reviews and looking at their photos, making sure I went to their website. I think maybe one or two of the reviews that after I did it, then they popped. And I know that happened on mine as well. But I think also with I just wanted to share what I did was I went back to the replays for the room. And so after this room is closed, like it's hard if everybody's like on the go to, either save or screenshot or whatever everybody's links. But when you go back to the replays, you can just go to the chat and be able to click on the links there. And so that made it so much easier for me when I was working on this, like at 11 o'clock at night, just to be able to go in and click on everybody's link that way and share the reviews. And then the other thing that I found successful for me, if this is a tip for anybody, I actually took my review link and I messaged through Instagram all of the agents that had posted their reviews and that I had done a review for their review links. And I sent them just a private message again with my link, letting them know that I had done a review for them. And if they have the time and energy, if they would reciprocate that, I would appreciate that. And I think that really helped remind some people to do that for me. So I just wanted to share that and let you know that that was successful for me, and just say thank you again to everybody who did help me out. And I'm building a new Google page here in a new location that I've just moved to, so this was very helpful for me, and thank you everybody. I'll send it back to you, Derek.
That's awesome. Yeah. And I obviously see when you get a review, so, and a lot of you too. So I saw a bunch of reviews of other people getting reviews, so that's awesome.
Hey,
Especially
Derek.
for you with a brand new profile. What's up?
Hey, Derek. Dolores Clark. I just wanted to say thank you, Denise. She really tried hard to get a review for me and screenshotted the review. It came through on her end, but it still hasn't on mine. But she made such an effort. She went back to my Google my business page and did some scrolling around on different things, and she tried so hard. So I just wanted to say thank you, Denise, for that effort, and appreciate it. And it may come through yet, but at least mine came through for her.
Thanks, Dolores. I hope it does. I really do. And I did really try hard, so I appreciate you. Thank you.
Definitely overachieved, Denise. Were you at your computer? Did you have a keyboard for all this?
I did it all right from my cell phone. So like I said, I went back to the chat from the replays, got everybody's information, and literally just started clicking on their links and scrolling through everybody's accounts, and mainly liking the other reviews that were on their page for them, looking at photos, and I made sure I clicked on everybody's link for their website if they had one, and visited their website as well.
Nice. Overachiever in the house right there. And some others did too. Don't want to ignore anybody else because I got reviews from people, and anybody that gave me a review, you will get a reciprocation, even if it might take me a week or so. And a lot of times I will interact with your profile and then come back later also. So that takes a little bit more time also. Any other questions, issues, concerns, problems?
Derek, I have a quick question for you. It's Kim from Connecticut. And I love this that you guys are doing this. I also here because I'm trying to build my Google profile, and I just went on. I'm on my phone, and quite to be full disclosure is the sun's out, and I don't have my glasses, so I can't see that well. But I did attempt to pull my link, and I'm not sure where to find it. Can you help direct me with that?
You're on your phone,
Yes.
obviously.
Yeah.
Go to your. You could just go. You have an Android or a iPhone?
iPhone.
iPhone. So do you have the Google Maps app?
I do.
Go to Google Maps app in the row of main buttons, there hopefully is a button that says business.
Okay.
And if you click on that, it'll take you to your business dashboard, similar to what you would see in the browser or on desktop with a bunch of
Yes.
buttons.
Hmm.
And then there should be a ask for review button, I think.
Okay, let me see. Oh, I
It
see
might
it.
be called something else on.
It is called Ask for Review.
There you go.
Okay. Thank you. Appreciate
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
All right,
And
take
anybody
care.
else that didn't know, there you go. Anybody else? Any questions? All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, I do want input on who we're going to audit. So, anybody yell out. This will be like an improv show. Yell out a place. So, give me a place in the U.S.
Columbus,
Let's make it in the
Ohio.
U.S. Columbus, Ohio.
Columbus, yes.
All right. So I'm going to go to Google, and you could do this too if you're on your phone, or I'm going to go to, on my desktop, I'm going to type in Columbus, Ohio Realtor, and we're going to see what comes up and then pick somebody to nitpick. Once we pick somebody to nitpick, then I'm going to pull it up on my phone on my Google Maps app, because that's the best place to look at a Google business profile, because it utilizes the most features. The actual Google Maps app will use like everything, all the special features. It'll showcase everything, all the buttons, everything on there. On desktop, it utilizes the least amount of things. And in mobile, search is probably close to using the Google Maps app. But so I'm going to type in Columbus, Ohio Realtor. And this would vary. Obviously, if you were in Columbus, Ohio, or close to there, your results will vary a lot. If you are far removed from there, like I am, even though I'm closer than maybe somebody in California or something, but if you're far removed, then the results probably would be similar to what I would see here. But so, and at some point, I'm going to do these on YouTube also live, so everybody can watch it too as we do this. But so let's see. So I Googled Columbus, Ohio Realtor. All the way at the top, of course, are the local services ads results. So you see 3 big faces: Vision Realty Inc., um, a man, Millennium Group, Paula, a woman, the Rains Group, another woman. And then if you would click show more, it would show more. Then you got realtor.com. And then right after realtor.com, you have the organic results, which is what we are looking for. The organic local pack is what the gurus or whatever would call it. The jargon would say, the local pack. So you got local services ads, then you have one website result, realtor.com, which is not a paid ad. That is an organic result. And then you have the local pack. So that shows you local services ads, pretty important, or at least if you want to be all the way at the top, you'd have to be there. Realtor.com, you can't do anything about. And then the very next thing is the Google business profiles, which you can definitely do something about. So we're going to click more businesses, and I don't necessarily want to pick just the top one, but somebody give me a number between 1 and 10. Or maybe we should just look at the top one. 8. We'll do both. We'll look at the top one and then we'll do 8. And actually, that could be a good exercise, because we might see some reasons or differences. I'm guessing the reviews are going to be the big reason or difference, but maybe we can see some things. So let's start with the 8, who is ranking worse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And are you in Columbus, Ohio?
I am Chrissy Hagan.
Yeah, yeah. All right. So you're interested in what happens here.
I am. I used to be up there and now I'm not. So, yes, I'm very interested.
All right. So the 8th place right now, and this could change if you were on a different device, a different browser, a different mobiles versus desktop, where you do it, proximity, all that stuff. Everything could change the results. But in this specific search right now, number 8 is Joseph Speakman Realtor. So I'm going to go to Joseph's profile both on desktop and my phone, and I'll paste the name in the. Actually, I'll just paste his link in the chat so anybody that wants to go to it and look at it on their mobile device can find it. Is audited profile number 8 in the chat if you want to follow along or just type it in. Joseph.
This is fun. Joseph is about to get a boost from all the eyes on his page,
Yeah,
right?
this is true. Yeah, totally. We should come back next week and see if his ranking improves or something. We should all give him reviews. He'll be like, "What the hell?" That would be. We should angel review people. That would be hilarious, actually.
Okay, so my review link is up in this chat. So hit that one too then.
Hit that one first. The people we know.
Yeah.
All right. Did I spell that right? Yes. All right. So there's his name as well. If you prefer to just search the dude, and then the number 1 spot we could do the same, but we'll start with Joe. So I need to go on my phone to him as well. All right. So I got Joe up. If you're on the Google Maps app, that's what I am looking at right now because, like I said, that's kind of like the best place to audit a profile because it utilizes all the features and everything. So I like his naming, although nitpicky, I'd put a comma. Joseph Speakman, comma, realtor. If we were really naming per best practices, it would be Joseph Speakman, space, line, space. I like to use a vertical line rather than a dash for separators. It'd be Joseph Speakman, space, line, space, Columbus Realtor, space, line, space. What brokerage is this guy with? Whatever his brokerage is. ABC Realty, because you want the word realtor in there, so he has that. You want his name in there because obviously you want to show up for when people are vetting you. Then you want the place. You want to compound the place that you are verified or sitting in. So he is actually verified and sitting in Columbus. So you would want to reiterate that. If you didn't want to pigeonhole yourself for people looking for a Columbus area or maybe like a different city near there and they say, well, I'm not working with that person. If you don't want that to happen, you could leave it out and just say Joseph Speakman, realtor, rather than calling out the place. But if you were going like really hardcore, really trying to rank, you would call out the Columbus realtor and then you would have the brokerage at the end as well, because you'll get hits for people Googling the brokerage. And if it's like most brokerages, they spend the least amount of time on their Google business profile. It's usually pretty easy for agents to beat the brokerage itself. It's harder to maybe beat another agent or two if you're at the same office, but the brokerage itself is usually pretty easy to beat. So definitely want the agent or the brokerage in there. So I would rename that if I were him. Reviews, which is another thing right up at the top that you can see. He's at 43. So I would obviously urge him to get to that 50 mark, but pretty good review count.
Hey,
4
Derek.
point. Yeah, go for it.
Sorry, before you get too much further, switching the name. So I think I might have a comma in mind. So if I were to switch out the comma to a space and a vertical line, is that going to cause Google to reevaluate things? Or is it just a pretty quick update fix?
Yours. I'm gonna pull yours up quick.
I was just curious if it makes sense if you already have it in place, like if it makes sense to change it for the line versus a comma, like how important it is.
If we're not calling out the place, I like a comma. If I'm saying like, where are you again? You're Oswego.
Yes.
So on yours, if I was going to call out, so yours is a special case. You already have the word realtor in your brokerage name, John Green Realtor is the brokerage name. So we might as well not say that again. We might as well stick in here another keyword. Well, 2 keywords even. Real estate agent gets us 2 keyword combinations, real estate and real estate agent. So you already had realtor. So that's why I went with Jessica real estate agent rather than realtor. And then I just left off the place because I think you don't want to be quite pigeonholed in there.
Yes,
But
that's
you can
true.
change it. So yeah, when I don't put the place in, I go with a comma rather than a line between the name and the realtor or real estate agent, if that makes sense.
Awesome. Yep.
Makes sense to me because I'm staring at it. But
No, thank you. Thank you.
But yeah, you actually, I like you are a rare case where you can have the two, both real estate agent and realtor. And I mean, anybody could put both of them in there. You could say Jessica Taylor, even if realtor wasn't in the brokerage name, it could be John Smith, realtor and real estate agent, EXP Realty or whatever. So anybody could put it in there. You're getting kind of long and wordy and kind of somebody might report you now. Like if I saw a really wordy and real keyword stuffy one that was like out of control, I might be apt to report them or change their name. But be careful, because if you change somebody's name thinking it's gonna hurt them or help you rank better because it's gonna correct their kind of iffy thing they're doing to rank, it could help them. I changed somebody's name and I am forever getting emails now, like local guiding emails saying, congratulations, you helped John Smith get noticed more by changing his name or whatever. I'm like, no, that's not what I wanted to happen. Because he had like, he's one of the top realtor, home sold guaranteed, and like a bunch of crap like that in it. And he does it on all his stuff, and I can't stand the dude. So I reported him.
So, Derek, I have
Anyway,
quick
so
question. So people can go in
yeah.
and change what you have in there as your profile?
Yeah, the public can make, you can go to any Google business profile as your person, and like if you were there on a profile giving a review or whatever, you can click, I think it even says like edit profile, the button. And then you can suggest a change. Sometimes it says that, suggest a change. You can change the location, pretty much anything on the profile. And if the people aren't watching their profile and the change happens, it'll just happen. Assuming Google believes it. If you tried to change the location to some crazy place, Google would probably block that or something. But yeah.
Wow, that's interesting. That's interesting. Yeah. Well, I can't use Realtor because we're not NAR members. So we just use real estate agent in New York.
Yeah, perfect. And you get the two keyword combination. And anybody could. I typically use the word realtor on most profiles, assuming they are realtors, obviously. Only because it's a little bit shorter when we're kind of keyword stuffing our title. We don't want to get too crazy long. And I think verbally, if somebody was doing a search verbally, I think the public says realtor more than they would say real estate agent. I could be wrong though.
No, they definitely do.
Yeah, and they might completely mispronounce it, but they say realtor, relator, something like that. All right, so review's pretty good. His name I would change. His logo, which is kind of right at the top. Well, what the image that is in his logo slot is the correct image. You want a headshot there, unless you were actually the agency, then you would put a logo there. But I would every single time put a headshot there. That headshot's big smiling face with teeth and whites of eyes, close up. It converts better than a logo does. If you have a logo, you could put it in your photos section or something maybe, but I wouldn't use it for the actual logo. I would use your headshot unless you're the agency, or maybe a big team or something maybe, but typically I would try to have a headshot there. He has a 4.8 review rating, which is actually good. 4.9 might be a little bit more perfect, But as we've talked about in some rooms before, if you've ever gotten one bad review, that person actually did you a favor, and it's going to drive you nuts from now until the end of time. Bad reviews are the worst, especially if it was a fake review or something, and you can't get it taken off of your profile. But whether it was good or bad, having one bad review, as long as it's not, you have 3 reviews and one of them is bad, that's going to be a terrible rating. But if you have a lot of reviews and one of them is bad, 2 of them are bad, or questionable, or 3 or 4 stars, less than 5, that can actually be good for you, because studies have shown that 5.0 or like a 4.7, 8, or 9 is more trustworthy possibly than a 5.0, because a 5.0 kind of reeks of review gating and only asking people that are going to give you 5 stars for reviews. So his 4.8, although is a little bit less, it's not 5 stars, it's probably a pretty converting number to have. And if he gets a few more 5 stars, he could probably get that up to 4.9. And then that's probably perfect world there. Next thing you see is his row of buttons. So you have the directions button, the start. Since he has the directions button, I know he's using his office address, or he's using his house and not hiding his address, but I'm assuming it's his office address since he has the directions button. The start button, if I wanted to navigate there, the call button, obviously the chat button, which I am going to click on and check, because the chat/messaging section is something that you can automate and set up, and is a most missed section. So when you click chat on a Google Business profile, the first thing that happens is it opens like a little chat window, just like Facebook Messenger or whatever, with the business. And then you will see some kind of greeting message, which you can dictate. You can go in there and type whatever greeting. I typically have on a real estate agent's Google Business profile. It says something like, hi, how can I help you with your home buying and selling needs? You don't have to say with your Carlisle home buying and selling needs. Keyword stuffing, obviously something within the chat is not going to help you really, unless you just want to say it to resonate with the people or whatever, you could, I guess. But hi, how can I help you with their home buying and selling needs? He has, hi, got questions? Message us here or text his phone number. Talk soon. Not bad. And actually, I might steal that a little bit. So here, in the response, all right, so he has his welcome message, which isn't bad. He definitely customized it. And I actually love the phone number there, because in the messaging thing, everything is clickable. If you put a phone number in there, structured with the periods, which you should structure it like that everywhere, because it's the most recognizable clickable thing by devices. So always structure your phone number with the dots, 6 or 123 dot 456 dot 789. 10, what? I lost count there, but anyway, you got it. But he does have his phone number just in that welcome message, and it's clickable. So I love that. I might steal that, so they don't have to do anything else but click that. However, he does not have any what Google calls FAQs. I don't treat them as FAQs. They're more like just automated messaging buttons. So if he had some, you would see the welcome message, and then on the right, it would populate some buttons that he would have to set up. So for my agents, I set up, and on my profile, instead of FAQs, like questions, I set it up as kind of just matter of fact menu buttons or website buttons. So all your main services, find a home, sell a home. So if they click chat, it's going to say, hi, how can I help you with your home buying and selling needs? And then a bunch of buttons pop up that say, find a home, sell a home, military and veteran services, home valuation, a contact us general one, which also has the main brokerage number and everything in there. So I think I do 7 general kind of ones along those lines. And then you can have up to 10 of the what they call FAQs. So again, I don't treat them as FAQs anymore, because on the user side of it, it doesn't really make sense. And on the conversion side, it doesn't really either. But I'm gonna, even though I have all those buttons set up like that, and then in the responses, obviously you can dictate what the response is to each one. So if somebody clicks find a home, you can then write up to, I think it's 1,000 characters or something like that, a response. My responses are typically pretty matter of fact. Oh, hey, thanks for reaching out. We love hearing from you. I'd love to help you find the perfect house. All you need to do is set up a time for us to chat quick to blah 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 to get the process rolling or whatever. And then I usually have a Calendly link, so if you put links in that response, links are clickable. So I have a link, my Calendly link in there, and then I also have the phone number, again structured the way that I said, because that'll be clickable. And then I also have my email in there, which is also clickable within the response. So you have to set up the predetermined buttons and then the response for each one, and things are clickable in there. So his text, his chat, I'm gonna give him 5 out of 5 stars on his text chat because he had something in there that I'm gonna steal that I like. You can have clickable things in the first welcome message. I love that. But he doesn't have the buttons, so I'm still gonna give him 5 out of 5 stars because I'm stealing something from him. But he should set up those automatic chat buttons. Any questions about those chat buttons? Sometimes people don't know anything about that. Cool. All right,
Derek,
so
I
the
do
next
have a
thing, yeah,
question.
go
I'm
for it.
sorry. On that chat, you wouldn't say anything other than "Can I help you?" or "You're looking for a home," or "You're interested in selling." You wouldn't say anything about um, elaborating a little bit on your expertise or anything like that in this chat part.
You could. That's not a bad idea. You could have like an about us, or I'd probably phrase it better, like our expertise or proven track record, or maybe it is just about us. I tend to be a matter of fact, say it very obviously so everybody knows what you're talking about person, but you could essentially have some kind of about us or our track record or something in there along with the other buttons. Yeah, I like that
Okay,
idea.
thank you.
Totally. And highlighting a unique selling proposition, like if you specialize, I by default put a lot of downsizing stuff and military and veteran stuff in pretty much every profile. So if you had that unique selling proposition or any other unique selling proposition or thing that you specialize in, a button for that thing would be good. And that's what we want to do on our Google business profile. We're trying to talk about our unique selling proposition, what makes us special, why they should choose us right now and call us right now over the other people. So, yeah, I kind of like that. I might steal that a little bit too. Thank you. Any other questions on the chat? Cool. All right. So the next thing you're going to see after all the main buttons at the top is going to be the photos section. The photos section, obviously, it's at the top. It's got all the imagery, so it's pretty important. It's also the second most viewed, or maybe it ties with the reviews, and the photos section are the two most viewed things on a Google business profile. So definitely important to have a robust photos section. If you're on your phone and doing it with me, you'll see that when you slide sideways, swipe sideways to scroll through the photos, and it's going to go for a few swipes and then click see all to see the rest of it. So hopefully, and he has enough to fill up all those swipes. It takes like 2 or 3 swipes, and then I get to the see all photos and I could click to see all his photos, but most people probably don't. So the goal is to have a bunch of photos and never stop putting photos in there. However, if you can at least at the beginning, and I'm going to give him, well, I'll talk about the content of his photos in a second, which isn't too bad, but definitely give him an A for the amount of photos because he has enough to fill up all my swipes to get to that see all, which most people don't do anyway. If you don't even have enough photos to fill up the swipes, then I think that's not enough. And obviously, you're not going to look as good as the next person. As far as the content, so actually, I'm going to count it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So 19. So I'm going to say 20 ish images before you get to the see all button. So your goal, if you were setting it up, is out the gate to try to drop 25 images in there, um, so that you can have that finish the scroll and get to the see all button, which a lot of people are not going to do anyway. As far as the content of his photos section, it's not too bad. He doesn't have a lot of gobbledygook on top of it. It's mostly, there's a picture of an apartment building, a drone picture of Columbus, which not too bad. Kind of like he might have that set as his cover image. I can't really see, but that would be my guess. Is his cover photo is set to that aerial of Columbus, which I don't hate. I like to put some words on top of the cover showcase image. Like I would put Columbus Realtor, or maybe if you had a unique selling proposition, you would call that veteran serving veterans, or I speak yo español, or yo hablo español, or whatever. I like to put something on that main showcase image, but his isn't bad, and it speaks to where he is, blah blah blah. So not too bad. The rest of his images, again, don't have a bunch of gobbledygook on it. I like to think of the photo section as a portfolio of your past work. If you were making a coffee table book out of your past sales, this is what it would look like. It would be some nice, big, heavy, hardbound book, kind of architecturally. There wouldn't be a lot of graphics. There wouldn't be a lot of gaudy gobbledygook on top of the photos. It would just be nice, pristine photos of houses, and faces and client pictures and houses. And there wouldn't be phone numbers superimposed on them. There wouldn't be a cutout of you superimposed on it. There wouldn't be logos, or a bunch of information about the house, and the house image is actually just like a third of the actual image up in the corner. None of that crap. It should just be nice, pristine photos of houses, exteriors of houses, and client photos. Exteriors of houses, because that screams real estate more than interiors. Doesn't mean you can't have some interiors, and he has some interiors. But I would go on the side of exteriors more than interiors, because that screams real estate more than interiors do. And then client pictures obviously help convert. Social proof helps convert people into calling you. So I love client pictures as well. I don't see any client pictures in his, so I would take maybe a point or two off. But his photos section, he hasn't put any gobbledygook on his photos, so that's a big win in itself right there. There's one client pick. It'd be nice if he had more than one of that. But his photo section's not too bad. I'd give him at least a 4 out of 5 probably. He also has a video playing. So if you're looking at his profile, or if you look at anybody's profile on mobile, especially on Google Maps, it will now use, if you have a video in your photos section, it will use that video as either your main showcase image. So that image where it's an aerial of Columbus would be replaced with a video. Google will just sometimes choose whatever it wants to be your showcase image. So a lot of times, like if you went on my profile, my showcase image right now is a slideshow of client images. But Google did not decide to do the showcase image a video for him. But if they don't do the main showcase image of video, they always do the secondary image. So the secondary, it goes like one big image and then 2 smaller images. The top of the 2 smaller images is now usually a video, if you have a video in your photos section. So you definitely want to check it out. Make sure that video if you have a video playing there, and it does auto play when somebody goes to the profile, it auto plays. So number one, you want to have at least one video in your photos section, so that you have that movement and that nice presentation to people when they come to your profile. And you also want to make sure that there's not some garbage videos in your profile that are auto playing. Like one person's profile, I love the video, but it definitely didn't belong on her real estate Google business profile, let alone her showcase image. It was a video of a turtle that had capsized, that had turned over on its back in water and couldn't get back over, and all the other turtles were rushing to its rescue and flipping it back over, which is awesome, and totally something I would record and then make a reel out of on my Instagram. But obviously not the best video to be the showcase video or image of your Google business profile. So check your videos. Make sure that if one is playing, it's a good one. Also, an opportunity just to audit your photo section in general. Make sure there's no gobbledygook in there. If you want to dictate which video auto plays on your profile, you would have to delete every single video and then upload just the one video that you want to be that showcase image or showcase video, and then it will choose that one. And then from that point on, any video you add to your profile, make sure it's showcase worthy, quote unquote, that if Google decides, okay, I want to showcase that video instead, then it will be a good one and not of a turtle capsize being saved. Any questions on the photos section?
Hey, Derek, it's Jess in Chicago or in Oswego again. I do have a quick question. For the videos, I have one that's in there that plays, and it was like a couple years ago during Christmas time, and I like it. It's like a home walkthrough, but I have a ton of other videos. What's the best? Like, is there a limit of time? Is there like a way to tell the photographer, like, what's the easiest way to upload them? And do you think, does it make more sense to focus on videos or are photos better?
Up until now, number one, yes, there are stipulations to the video. It's got to be. We'll talk about it ad nauseum, probably more you and I. But yeah, we'll talk about it some more. But there are stipulations to how long. I think it has to be under 30 seconds. Still, it has to be over 780p, I think, which every video should be. So there are a few little stipulations that you have to follow. So I can send you that and provide that to you. But if you just also, if anybody else needs it, you can just Google Google Business Profile Video Specifications, and it should be the first result. There's a help page right from Google support right there that tells it to you. Or just ask me or whatever. So there are stipulations that you can send the person in order to dictate which video. So I would delete every video that's not quote unquote showcase worthy in there, and then just leave the one that is showcase worthy to remain. Or if you make one specifically for that, delete all of them and then add that showcase video, which is what I did. I think property videos aren't too bad. It screams real estate, so it clearly says something. I think something purposely made maybe is possibly better, that kind of has words on it maybe that talk about your unique selling proposition or kind of scream something at the person that's looking at it, or just cool drone shots, something that's eye popping or catching. So property videos aren't too bad. And I wouldn't delete all of them and leave nothing there. If everything's crap, I would delete all of them except for the best one until you have something else to replace it with. Did that answer it? Everything?
Yeah, I think so. No, now my brain is like spinning. Like, I need a video that says, "Are you looking for the best realtor?" You like someone who's looking on Google for a real estate agent in an area. Like, what are they looking for, and how do I like answer that question? Like, yeah, here I am. I don't know. That's good. I'm happy that we're meeting on Friday to go through this.
Yeah, yeah. And I haven't figured out. I mean, testimonial videos are kind of the no-brainer easy one for that because its social proof is fantastic and a lot of people have that already. Or sometimes you can just, like I did, make a slideshow out of them or something. Although Google will block testimonial videos a lot. I had to try a few times for my slideshow to stick. I've tried to upload other ones of actual like people speaking videos that get blocked, but you can get them on there. So that's kind of a no-brainer one that's a possibility. And then again, yeah, screaming something at them, kind of figure out what they want and say that. I would call out, I mean, calling out the place or places or the area is obviously a good idea because they probably typed in Columbus, Ohio or something. So same reason I put on the cover image a lot of times Columbus, Ohio home sales or whatever, because you want people to, I typed that in. So this person, oh, they are what I'm looking for. And then look at the stars and they're awesome. Okay, click on that profile to look at it further. And then you want it to continue to be, they are what I looked for and they're awesome. They are what I looked for and they're awesome. They are what I looked for and they're awesome. Okay, I'm convinced, call this person. So whatever you can do within the video, and you got 30 seconds to do it, but yeah, it could be call out a couple things or downsizing or yeah, the veterans or whatever.
Yeah. Well, and I guess too, if people are doing videos and they're uploading them to YouTube, because I know a lot of people are doing that right now. I mean, Google's going to find that anyway and present it, right?
Yes, not on your Google business profile, but it would if you had video like living in videos out there and somebody typed in a query about like a living in type query, yes, your video would come up separate from your Google business profile. On that video, in the description, a lot of times it will pull in your Google business profile. It'll say related places, and if Google knows that that YouTube channel is related to that Google business profile, it will say related places. A lot of times that doesn't happen because we're naming a YouTube channel living in some place, not our name, and our Google business profile is named our name, so it doesn't happen. I actually like Anita. I don't know if she's in the room. Anita Cordell's channel. I think hers is called both. Anita Cordell living in Kansas City, I think, is her channel name. I kind of like that because then you have both worlds and people can also find you if they're vetting you, etc. It's like 2 minutes before end time. I might go a little bit long here. I definitely want to finish the photo section. Any other questions or follow-ups, or anybody else on the photos section?
Yeah. So on the first section,
Choppy for everybody or just me?
I can't hear a word.
You're in the Matrix, Kim. She's in the Matrix so hard she can't hear us telling her she's in the Matrix.
Probably not. Any better? No? Maybe? No.
Slightly better.
Well, can you hear me now?
Yeah, if you speak up, I think we could hear you enough to get your question out.
About photos, because I had a call and I was in and out, but are we just gearing photos for business purposes, or now dogs, sledding, skiing?
Fell out, right? Are we adding photos that are blah 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 blah? So I didn't hear what the last part, but I'm guessing the question is what the content of the photos should be, or what should be added in the photos section, I think was kind of what the question was. So what I coach again is very strictly just houses and faces. Every settlement, and you could go back in time and do it and add photos if you don't have any in there, but every settlement should hopefully have 2 pictures result of it. One main picture of the house. Obviously, if it's your listing, you have that already. If it's not your listing, you can get that at the walkthrough or just drive by or whatever. So you don't have to ask permission to use it, blah, blah, blah. And then also, so a main picture of the house and then a picture of the client picture. So every settlement should have 2 pictures result of it, picture of the client, picture of the house, and both of those pictures untouched, no gobbledygook put on them, no logos, no graphics, no anything. Both of those photos get added to your photos section. And I would just, for simplicity, I try to just teach that, just exteriors of houses and client faces. Like I said, some interiors is okay. I would go towards the side of more exteriors than interiors. If you're doing interiors, definitely make sure they're like the wow pictures. Don't dump all 35 pictures from your listing in there. Take, the main picture and maybe a kitchen or a big giant great room with cathedral ceiling or something, a wow factor thing. But I teach mainly just exteriors of houses and client pictures to keep it simple. You could put other things in there if you wanted to. I definitely like to keep it clean. Again, not a lot of graphics and gobbledygook. It just gets junky, in my opinion, looking. There are other places where you can do that stuff in your updates, in your products. You can do more kind of graphics and things in those sections. But in the photo section, I like to keep it pristine photos, number one, and then houses and faces. And then photos of you and your team. I feel like I heard that said maybe in your question, maybe not, but photos of you and your team shouldn't be a lot. A couple, your logo, like I said, should be your headshot. And then maybe a couple images of you. Definitely don't go take a photo shoot and then dump all 50, 100 pictures of you in every different position, close up, far away, this outfit, that outfit. Just a couple of you to give somebody a representation or an idea of who they're going to be working with, but you don't want to fill it up with a majority of just shots of you. It should be more shots of houses and social proof people, and then a video or two. And like I said, video, I used to tell people just don't worry about video at all, and still it's really, there's a lot of stipulations and they get blocked a lot, so I still wouldn't concentrate on video on my Google business profile. But you definitely want to have at least one on there now that they are starting to showcase a video on mobile. You definitely want to stand out with one there. Anything else on the photos section? And we might have to come back to Joseph Speakman. He's going to love us. We could all give him a review. We'll come back to his profile next week, and we'll put him over 50 reviews next week.
Well,
Hey,
you're
now,
you're
hold off
reviewing
on
someone
that.
that's not on the room, Eric?
What?
You're reviewing someone that's not in the room?
I mean, I'm going to review everybody else too, but
Oh.
yeah.
Yeah, we should all take advantage. I've just been running around, and there's not much on mine, but we should take advantage that you're willing to do this and have our own reviews, not some random dude.
Yeah, no, give
I
people reviews in the room, obviously. I'm somewhat joking
no,
with it, but
but Derek, I love it.
I'm
You're
half
you're a
joking.
go-giver. You're a go-giver, right? What you put out, you get back. So I think it's awesome. Yep.
Oh, I agree,
Participating in
Jeff.
my scrutiny. And I just think he'd probably be like, what is happening? I picture him, his face. But yes, give them to people we know, obviously. I feel like I've given them to everybody or tried to. So I'm in a different boat, I guess. But
Derek, I
yeah,
have
you
a
don't have to.
question that's way off topic whenever you get the chance. Whenever you're, I mean, it's about Google, but it's something else. So whenever you get the chance, I have a question.
Let's do it now. We'll halt.
And it can
So
be
we
a,
went over.
well, and it can be a quick one. I mean, if you know, and you can tell me, we'll talk about it later, but whenever you get ready, I'll ask.
Yeah. No, we need to end it out anyway. So we'll continue the audit, kind of like this, next time of this dude, and then maybe the other one. So we'll end it for now as far as the audit goes. We got through a couple of main things. The name, obviously, big ranking factor, and keyword stuffing, quote unquote, your name there. Your reviews we talked about, which is a huge ranking factor. The chat, which is a mostly missed thing everybody knows about now. And then the photos, which is the second most important section on your Google business profile, we went into deep. So I think we covered a good bit, and then we'll cover some other stuff on the profile next time. And yeah, so hit me with your question, and then I'll close it out after that.
Okay. So I don't know why I haven't even thought of this before, but all of the reviews that, okay, because I own the company. I'm the broker owner. I also practice real estate. So all of our reviews go to the office Google website, or whatever, to the office. So should I and should my agents, should we all have our own Google business as well, like Maria Wilson Realtor and whatever? And if so, do we just ask our people? I mean, like, how do I say, we want you to review our office, but we also want you to review our people? Is that a dumb question?
No, yes, I would typically have a separate profile for each agent. It's in the agent's
I don't
best
even think
interest,
I
I think,
have a
to have their
profile.
own
Like, I
stuff.
don't even think I have my own. And like I said, everything just goes to the office.
Yeah, I mean, that's great for your office for sure. It's not great for the agents because they really don't, if they leave,
That
obviously they can't
well,
take
and
anything with them.
that's what I was just thinking. I want them to build their name up as well. So anyway, okay, I'm headed to our sales meeting, so I'm going to discuss that with them. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. They should all have their own and be stacking up their reviews wherever. Or even if I was one of them and I didn't have it, I'd send them to my own personal Zillow or rate something that was mine. Um, yeah, I wouldn't want to be populating the broker. Great for the broker though, for
Oh
sure,
yeah,
because then they get
I'm telling
everybody.
you, it just hit me while you were talking that we just don't have one. Nobody, I don't know if anybody in our office has their own. So I'm gonna work on that today. Thank you.
And Derek, this is Natalka over here in Metro Detroit, Michigan. I have a question, real quick. When by the way, I've left a ton of reviews during this Clubhouse, and but I realized that it's showing up as my, like my Google, not my business profile, but the other Google thing where I forget what it's called. Not your Google business profile, but the one
Local guide.
where, yeah, my local guide. So if anybody's getting reviews from me, please go to the link in the chat that I put in here. That is my Google business profile. Because I don't know, does the local guide, like, can you leave reviews for the local guide? I don't want people leaving reviews there because that would be like, wouldn't be helping my profile. I don't think. I don't know.
Correct. Yeah, no,
Okay.
you can't. So when you give a review, you are giving a review as you a person, what's called local guiding. So when you give
Yes.
a review, that's you as a person. You can't give a review as a business. There
Okay.
are ways to optimize your personal profile, which I won't get into, but there are ways
I
to
don't
do
want,
that.
yeah, I don't care about my
Yeah,
local guide profile as much, but yeah, just please go to the link in the chat. But I am going to continue I gave like 10 or 15 of them just today. So look out for it. Thank you.
Just at the second that, good morning from Indiana, and to talk, same thing. I was like, okay, I'm Mr. Dials. And I was like, I don't think anybody I'm leaving a review, like, they're probably not going to put two and two together
I
because
know,
they're like,
right?
wait,
The other
who's this
thing,
dude?
yeah, the other thing was it threw me off because it said like 20 reviews under my name. And I think that means like reviews I've left or something because I have more reviews than that on my Google business profile. So I was confused for a second. Then I looked and I was like, wait, that's not my Google business profile. So Derek, you're saying when we leave a review, it goes under our local guide profile, not our business profile, because a business profile cannot leave a review. Is that correct?
correct. Yep. And those reviews you're seeing stated like next to somebody that has left a review, that's how many reviews they have given.
Thank you
Correct.
for clarifying. Okay.
And it might say like level, if it says level something, that's obviously their level of local guiding or whatever.
Thank
Hey,
you.
this is next level, Derek. I was thinking as I use my Google, my personal to like restaurant reviews and stuff like that. Like before I became a realtor, I was like really proud of it. And then I was like, I've actually gone through because you have followers and stuff, and like you click on the person and you can see the reviews that they've left for other restaurants. It's normally what I do when I travel to try to find a pretty cool place. Do you have any feedback on, like, as we leave reviews for other people, like what and how we should do that? You know what I mean?
For sure. I have a video on how to optimize your local guide profile, but essentially if you click on your your Gmail account and go into that personal regular Gmail account, you as a person, you can for sure add your nickname. So you can add a nickname. You'd add realtor there. So next to every review, it says Noye Dials Realtor or Derek Bixler Dr. Google is what anytime you send an email also with that email address, it will say mine says Derek Dr. Google Bixler when somebody gets an email from me. So for sure that's the number one thing is put that nickname there so people reading the review at least see that you're a realtor. I don't have any cases of people reaching out via that and getting business, but it is something that you definitely want to do. And just for the email part of it, having that on there is nice. So that, and then you can also have a public phone number, you can have public contact information. You can have links in there. So when you click on other people's profiles, all the information you may or may not see on their local guiding profiles, all the same stuff you could have. So I would definitely, if you got a few minutes, go into your personal Google, whatever you use for local guiding and optimize it. I would make everything public as far as contact info and links and add everything in there.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks.
And while I'm at it, before I close it out, I will dispel a myth yet again. Local guiding, you as a person giving reviews does not help your Google business profile, you as a business rank at all. So local guiding stuff, giving reviews, adding photos to other people's businesses does not help your Google business profile at all, even though the same Gmail address might own your Google business profile. It does not help. It does help in other ways. It can help build relationships with businesses. They gamify it. It's just fun sometimes. I'm almost to level 8. When you get to 7, it gets really hard to get to the next levels. I'm almost to 8. No reason I really need to be at a level 8, but I want to be because they gamify it. So, yeah, or people will reciprocate. Like in this case, we're trying to do a reciprocation kind of thing here and help each other. So giving a review could also get you one on your business in reciprocation, but just the act of giving them or doing stuff as a local guide does not help your business.
Hey,
I hear
Derek.
somebody on mic.
Yes,
What's up?
thank you. Sheila Santini, Southwest Florida. Hi, everybody. Since we're talking about the giving of reviews, I got a question for you. So when I look at the reviews I've given, some have in the circle a little tag with a green, and the tag is now green with a white check mark. And then some, that circle and the tag is not filled out. Can you explain what the difference is on that for me?
Huh. So you said you went to a review that you gave.
Yeah, so I gave out 2 reviews this morning. I'm still catching up from the week before. So I gave a review for Denise Curcio and the team Curcio, and it got a little green, the tag filled in green with a white check mark. And then I did a few minutes later, Tisha Lawrence, but the circle so it goes in and then it populates. You can check to see the reviews you've given, right? So that's the page I'm on. And Tisha Lawrence, it says just now, but the circle and the tag are not filled out. But on Denise's, it's green.
Huh. I don't know. I've never noticed that.
Okay.
I would love
Maybe I can
screenshots of both of those.
Yeah, perfect.
And then I can find it also and then investigate. Yeah,
Okay.
that would be awesome if it told you if it populated or not, or it supposedly had populated or not. Huh. That would be new too, or yeah. And if it is new, I'm gonna post the crap out of that. And give you credit, obviously. Yeah, send me screenshots, text, email, whatever, if you can. That would be awesome. And I'll share with others if whatever the news is or isn't. Any other burning questions or anything? All right, I'll close it out. I won't do a lengthy closeout. You have been in the Google for Real Estate house. Click above to join if you haven't already. We're here every Wednesday at 9. Replays. This replay will be available till next week. Last week's replay will now be removed. They are still available on my website, searchbomb.com, under the Google Business Profile tab. There's a menu item called Clubhouse Replays. Thanks for being here, and we'll see you next time. Any closing thoughts, questions, anything from anybody?
Nope. Just want to say thank you so much for doing this and for all the reviews. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.
Thank you,
Thank,
Derek.
thank you, Derek.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody. Have a good day.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Derek.